Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dan, the voice behind ThatKaitoDan, and I'm here with some more RWBY news, this time regarding a certain voice actress coming to the RWBY cast. So let's get straight into it. Last night, completely out of the blue, we had a prominent voice actress revealing that in Volume 7 they will be joining the RWBY cast, and that person is Cristina Vee. Yeah, let's just have a quick look at her tweet mentioning this. It says, "Hey, it's true, I'm joining the cast of RWBY. She's an amazing character, but I can't reveal more on that. I'm excited for you to meet her." So yeah, completely out of nowhere, just randomly last night, Cristina revealed that she's going to be joining the cast, and I'm absolutely stoked about it. She's one of my favorite voice actresses, period, right now. In fact, I was even a fan of her back when she was more on YouTube doing covers, so I've followed her for a while, and she's done some fantastic work both on YouTube singing and in her more recent voice acting career. Yeah, it's just absolutely amazing to see her join the cast, and it's kind of interesting as well because in a funny way, she's been trying to get this role for a while now. A couple years ago, I'll put the tweet on the screen now, she actually tweeted at Rooster Teeth asking how she can audition for RWBY. So I think that's just about under 3 years since that tweet, so it took a while for it to happen, but hey, she's finally on the cast. So just thinking of like all the roles that she's done in the past that I've enjoyed, and I'm sure many others have had. The first role that came to mind was her performance as Velvet Crow from Tales of Berseria. I think she absolutely killed that role, both in terms of Velvet's very understandable, raw, vengeful edginess to her, and also her compassionate side, her broken side. She can deliver so much emotion, Cristina, and she perfectly explored that in just this one character. So there's a lot that she can bring to the table as a RWBY character, as a RWBY cast member, just from that voice role for me. But obviously she's played an absolute ton of roles in the past. She was the voice of Shantae from the Shantae series. She's the voice of Marionette from Miraculous Ladybug, which obviously is something that made Klaxon very happy to hear. Obviously, she's going to put out a video, I'm sure, discussing this, so be on the lookout for that. Yeah, I'm happy for her with that. She was also the voice of Rei Hino, otherwise known as Sailor Mars, in the recent English dub of Sailor Moon. She's also the voice of Homura from Madoka Magica, Darkness from Konosuba, Kilala from Hunter x Hunter, Mio from K-On!, Noel Vermillion from the Blaze Blue series, and Sakura Mato from the Fate series, to name just a few of her many, many roles. In fact, I'll put a couple more on the screen right here. But yeah, she's got a fantastic range of voices in her. She's probably more known for doing positive, very happy, very light-hearted sort of moe characters, but like I was mentioning with her performance as Velvet, she can play deeper, more hardened, more grounded voices as well. So there's a wide variety of roles she could play in RWBY. And on that note, let's get into some speculation, because yeah, she doesn't have a confirmed role just yet. Maybe we'll hear what role she's playing at the upcoming New York Comic Con panel, which I think is the 4th of October. Or we might just have to wait for the first episode she appears in. But yeah, let's get into some brainstorming, because that's a big thing as well. A lot of people were talking about last night. What role could she play in Volume 7? And let's just get into probably the one that most people are thinking of. She could be the voice of Weiss's mother, affectionately known by the fandom as Willow Schnee, though that first name is not confirmed yet. But yeah, she could be the voice of Weiss's mother, Miss Schnee, who we've not seen on screen yet, only in a brief painting shot in the background during Volume 4, and only in brief mentions by some of the family in that. And I think she could be a great fit for that role. We don't know too much about Miss Schnee other than the fact that she's an alcoholic, based on the fact that she's in a broken marriage with Jacques Schnee. She's also obviously in a massively fractured family. And I think Cristina would be able to deliver on those very wounded emotions very well. Again, looking back on her performance as Velvet. So I think that's probably the strongest option. Even more so because, like I said before, Christina's got a fantastic singing voice. Definitely go check out some of her covers on YouTube, especially covers for Bad Apple, for one. But I wonder if perhaps she could get the role of Willow, and we could see a singing connection between Miss Schnee and Weiss, because obviously Weiss is known for many things, but also her singing. And I think it would be cool to see that Weiss gets her singing from her mother. So maybe we can hear Miss Schnee sing. So that could be a very cool connection there. Sticking in terms of winter-themed characters, another popular option is she could be the voice of the Winter Maiden. Not much is known about who this person could be, whether or not it's an established character, but if it's a new character in the same vein as Vernal, in a way, yeah, she could easily be the new voice for the Winter Maiden. Honestly, can't say much about the kind of character that this person could be, but I'm sure that Cristina, if she did have that role, would be able to kill it either way. And then going back into some family ties, another popular one was she could be the voice of Summer Rose. Obviously, Summer is a character that's been discussed in great length in the past, even though she's not been seen alive on screen, but we did get to see her properly, in a sense, for the first time at the end of Volume 6, with the recollection during Ruby's silver-eyed power use. So we know what Summer looks like, and fans have been clamoring for this for a while, but with that first sighting of her, we could start to see some Team Stark flashbacks. That would then mean, of course, we would need a voice for Summer. And if Summer's more of a character similar to Ruby, where she's very cute, very innocent, very pure-hearted, Cristina, with her past roles for like Mio and Sakura, I think she would be able to do those roles very well. But again, that's playing off the mindset that we might get some Stark flashbacks, and that's not a guarantee. There's also the fact that that would be a very minor role to get for such a prominent voice actress. Obviously, in the past, we've had prominent voice actors and voice actresses come in for small roles in the past, but sometimes they've been for mostly just because of the fact that they were at Rooster Teeth just briefly, and then they dropped in for a quick recording session, like Laura Bailey, Travis Willingham, Clifford Chapin. They were there at Rooster Teeth for a small period, and they jumped into some small roles just because they could. So maybe this might be too small a feature for Cristina to be the voice of Summer if she did appear, but if she does, I wouldn't be against her voicing Summer either. Another possible one that I've not seen many people talk about, but I've kind of brewed it up in my head a little bit recently. There's been some discussion that Volume 7 could contain some elements regarding Nora's past. I believe Samantha Island discussed this at the Manchester Comic-Con not too long ago, that this is a possibility for Volume 7. So maybe Cristina could be a character related to Nora, either family related or just related by connections. You never know with this, honestly. And let's go for one more. Actually, I got a few more options here, so I'll just quickly go through some of them. Ones I've seen people discuss, but I'm gonna throw away as unlikely. People have said maybe she could be the voice of Carmine Escalados, who appeared in RWBY After the Fall, if she could appear in Alice, but Not to go into spoilers, but events in that book would probably suggest that Carmine's not going to make an appearance in the show. And I've heard people also consider she could be the new voice for Glinda, but I can't see Glinda making an appearance in Volume 7. There's no need for her in Volume 7, and even if she did appear, she would be, again, a very small role, and that's maybe not much to require someone of Christina's quality, of stature at the moment. And she was also, again, in her tweet, mentioned that it's a very amazing character, and Glinda is a great character, but she's not been a very important one as of late, so it's not one that we need at the moment. Let's go into some three more ones now, just because there's some interesting angles with it. Sticking with some of the singing elements towards Cristina, she could be one of the remaining characters, remaining members of Team Funky. Obviously we know Neon and Flint, but we don't know the characters who make the I think it's the K and the I of the team. I don't know which one, I can't remember off the top of my head. Neon represents either N or K, but either way, there's two members of Team Funky that we don't know about, and since we are going to be in Atlas, there's a very good chance that we could bump into Flint and Neon again, and possibly meet their teammates. And if they continue this theme of being based on characters or fictional people with a musical edge to them, it would be cool to get a voice actress for one of those roles who has a musical singing background. So that's an option. One that I know some people have discussed as well that I wouldn't be too bad against, but I would prefer being the original voice actress. That being, she could be the 2.0 voice for Penny. Obviously, again, we're in Atlas. This could be the chance to reintroduce Penny and see the professor, the person who made Penny, and if they go a route where Penny is rebuilt but has a different personality, they could slap on a new voice. But I would prefer the voice that Penny already has, because I think that would be more of an emotional impact to have this familiar voice not acting as familiar as we know her, especially if she interacted with RWBY. I think it would have more of a gut punch if we heard Penny as we have been used to in the past, but it's everything else that's changed about her. So maybe that's an option, but if I was given the option of having a new voice for Penny or sticking with the original, I would stick with the original just because of the drama that could be found there. And finally, she could be the relic spirit for the staff of creation, I believe is the relic found in Atlas. If they continue the theme of relics having relic beings in them, like Jin with the relic of choice, also see my video discussing the possibility of other relic beings, they would need to give a voice to the relic spirit, and you know, Cristina could be a good fit for that. But yeah, I think that's all the possible options out there, either being discussed by others or ones that I thought of. If you had to tie me down and make me choose which one I think is the most likely or the one that I would want, I would go for Willow Schnee, Miss Schnee, because again, I think she could play the scarred side of Weiss's mother with all the drinking issues, the sadness and depression following her marriage and her family woes. And I think it would be nice to have that singing element connected between mother and daughter if they take that route. So yeah, I think that's my pick. If that happens, we'll have to wait and see. But either way, I am absolutely over the moon to see Cristina joining the RWBY cast. I just cannot wait to see what happens in Volume 7 with her character and everything else. But yeah, let me know what you thought about this in the comments down below, and while you're at it, please hit the subscribe and bell buttons, as well as tick in that notification box to get every new video from me as they drop, and follow me on Twitter at ThatKaitoDan for updates on future stuff regarding RWBY, as well as updates on other stuff for the channel, and just, you know, your general randomness. But yeah, that's everything here, so have a good day or a good night, and peace out.